Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of my Minecraft 1.12.2 modded Let's Play. I know I said I wouldn't record videos for either Friday or Saturday. I lied. I ended up doing both. A video released earlier today. About 5 hours ago, 5 hours and 20 minutes ago. As you can see, I've been busy. I basically just left the game running. So after I recorded my Stoneblock playthrough yesterday, I switched over from Stoneblock to this mod pack because this mod pack, it's actually efficient to just go AFK. Because while I'm AFK in this mod pack, the quarry's going. So that's what I've been doing, letting the quarry go, letting the auto processing sort of system we've got over here going. And then this morning, this evening, since I got home from work, I've been processing this. So I had this running since about 9 o'clock. So this mod pack's actually been open on my computer now for 24 hours, or nearly 24 hours. So I put it on at about 8 o'clock last night. It's now 20 past 5 in the afternoon. I was just doing stuff off camera, processing ores, messing around with this sort of thing, with magical crops. So what I'm actually doing here now is trying to produce a Superior furnace, because I decided I needed an upgraded furnace. And as you can see on the side of my screen, I've also been considering building a reactor. So that's going to be what we're going to do, at least for the first part of this episode, is we're going to start building a reactor. And start getting into some other mods. Now, I know we don't really need more resources, but I am thinking of trying to push forward with other mods as well. So yeah, so we've got a few things going. I want to get into Mistcraft at some point. I like Mistcraft. Yes, that's 13, that's right. But we're going to get 8 of that now. So, the reason why we needed specifically 13 Superior is so we could upgrade the furnace over here. Also, another thing that runs while I'm AFK are these things. My bad. We got a lot of beef jerky now. We've still got this full of beef jerky. We've still got this full of bacon. So we've still got a lot to harvest. I'll be back in a second. Sorry about that. Completely forgot to do something very important. Now we get this, a Supremium furnace. This is faster than the usual furnaces, obviously. Yeah. Now let's turn into a bat. These are still taking a long time to grow. I need more Inferium. Let's check to see if we've got any more from the quarry out. I'm not seeing any. Oh well. Gives me an excuse to pop to another and check on that quarry. Because the best place to find ore these days is inside the quarry hole. Oh, it's funny how tiny this spot seems on the map compared to somewhere around here. There will be an entrance. Here it is. To this spot. This place is huge. Alright, okay. This is a little under 4x4 chunks. I think I need to increase this by 2 on each dimension. Normally they only go up to about 64 blocks. We're 64 blocks. But I've altered the configs a bit to, you know, allow me to do some of my more crazy things. I've always wanted to do really big things like this. Oh, and here you go, really big. Some more diamond there. We're at the level now where things like Nether Diamond is a lot more common. Oh, the one problem with phone. The one problem with a quarry this big is it is laggy. I mean, we are keeping this entire area loaded. We're doing that anyway. Oh, completely forgot. As the last time I went AFK after a video, I usually leave it on peaceful so I don't starve to death while I'm AFK. Just because I can't be asked to like get an actual server. So, you know, we kind of need that. Sorry, doggos. Come, zombie pigmen. Gather up around me. I'm gonna kill these guys while we're here. Quick little purge of the pigmen. Oh yeah, that's one more thing. This mod pack has done is make me realize I've been doing it wrong for a long time. This mod pack, in particular the mystical agriculture mod, I could have done this so much easier. I could have done this so much easier in other mod packs if I just use my brain. Because at least the regular solarium dagger is very distracting. So the usual solarium dagger is actually far more effective when combined with something like a if you use what's it called now? My brain's frozen. If you use the brain's gone again. Pillager, there we go. I get it eventually. If you use the pillager, it's far more effective because in like sky factory and stuff, because you can just have it sit there and kill things indefinitely forever. You know, it's usually quite useful. So that's usually what I do. That's usually what I do now in some of my single player worlds, is using a Killager to farm mobs with a Solarium dagger when I'm at the stage that I really need mob chunks. And again, that's usually really early game as well though. Well, it's maybe not early game, maybe mid game depending on the mod pack. I guess that's where one of the key things is, though. You know, you've really got to know your mob pack. God darn it, this lag is annoying me. Let's get out of here before I get driven insane by it. But first, I don't want to carry all this crud all the way back to the overworld. One of my favourite tactics for shedding inventory comes into play. Just gonna drop everything I don't want on the floor right there, and boom. It just gets instantly taken by this. So through here, we might catch some of it. There we go. There it all is. And then into the interdimensional teleporter. Oh, what's this? Zinc. I need it. There are certain ores at the moment that I just like haven't found a use for yet. Like, I saw in a Discord somewhere, someone was saying that, oh, aluminium's useless, you never use it. I've actually used more aluminium in this game than I have certain things like copper. Like, I've barely used copper at all. Except for, like, maybe the odd gear here and there for some of the other mods. But I haven't used things like zinc or nickel at all this game. So, I don't know what they're saying. You know, aluminium's not the most useless ore in the game. If anything, the most useless ore in the game is some, like, I can't remember what it's called. It's down here. Tile.railcraft.ore.magic.name. Firstly, it's an unfinished ore. Secondly, when it's in your inventory, everything around you starts catching fire. This is a problem if you live in a wooden base. When I first discovered this effect, the first thing I did was reload the world to the point before it ended up in my inventory. And the way I got it back here to... Well, actually, I never did get it back here originally. It's never... Well, originally, when I first picked it up, was where the old quarry was going. So the ME system was actually in the nether, because that was before we had a tesseract. Now we've got a tesseract, I moved over here, and I was processing ores, and I picked it up to go put it in another chest. I completely forgot that it would set fire to everything around me. Next thing I knew, half my base was on fire. And I was very angry. And I know it's boring watching me be sat here doing absolutely nothing, but I'm trying to untie my boots. I haven't actually taken my boots off yet. Oh, thank goodness it's Friday. Thank the absolute goodness. I love Fridays. Just the feeling of taking off one's boots at the end of the day. That is the most enjoyable part of a Friday. You just take off those boots knowing that you don't have to put them back on for at least another 2 days. Unless you're unfortunate enough to work weekends. Or unless you chose to work weekends. In which case, why? Honestly, why? It would really have to pay me something proper if I'm going to work weekends. Not that I don't get paid proper. I get paid really well. But they really have to up my pay if I'm going to work weekends. Even the addition of a weekend bonus for working on weekends, plus the overtime I'd be getting paid, it just ain't worth it to me to work weekends. At least I'm not obligated to record tomorrow. It's interesting being one's own employer. In a way, anyway. I'm both self-employed and not self-employed. Curious. Okay. I need 3 more essence. I could have swore I had more essence in here. Apparently not. I didn't find too much essence when I was down in the nether. Most of the local area has already been stripped of all its essence-y goodness. So let's go and see what else we've got floating about out here. We've got some mobs. I haven't done any mining up in these areas. I'm not going to new waypoint that. There's no point in waypointing it. I didn't mean to teleport to it, to be honest, either. I was going to just mark it and fly over here, but oh well. I guess I did kind of allow myself to teleport. I can't remember if I said that in this series or if I said that in one of the previous attempts. And I have definitely explained this story in a previous video. This series actually took me a couple tries to just get the first episode right. And since then I've just kind of stuck with it for every mishap. I mean, I seriously considered deleting all my videos and starting again when the base burnt down that first time. Which is why, even though I genuinely did organically mess up and I should have just stuck with my mistake, I decided not to and just reloaded a previous save because I was like, I'm not burning down 2 bases in 2 episodes. Or an episode, 2 and a bit episodes that happened off camera as well. You know, at least the first blaze happened on camera. You know, completely organically. Just 1 minute there was no fire, the next minute there was fire everywhere. The base was gone. And I was quite angry. I had no idea how that happened or why. I hate water. At least that doesn't hurt. I need to get one of those backpacks as well. That's another thing I want to do this episode. We've got a lot to do this episode. So I'm trying to make a better furnace. I'm trying to... Oh, soft bony. I'm trying to make the thing, nuclear reactor. I'm trying to... I've got a lot I'm trying to do, okay? I'm trying to make a nuclear reactor, a backpack, and I want to get things. Oh god, these guys as well. Oh, awesome. Spider spawner. Get it. Buckets are always useful. That will come in handy at some point. I'm not sure. None of that really will come in handy, but... Oi! Getting shot. Ah! I'm getting shot for more. Need to find my way out of this place. that happened. I'm not too fussed about. I've already teleported once in there. Just drop down and get me stuff. Oh my precious experience. I'm still prone to drowning. Completely forgot about that. Hurry up, please. I have literally 3 and a bit hearts. Go. That's all the valuable stuff anyway. There's just a bit of cobblestone left in the hole. We've got everything else that was valuable. Where's the it? Back to the bat. And remember, kids, when playing Minecraft, never dig straight up. You'll end up doing what I just did there. I mean, that could have gone one of 2 ways for any Minecrafter who was just broken that same rule. You could either 1, get crushed by the gravel, 2, drown in the water, or 3, die some other unspecified death. Or you might survive. I'm gonna show you. Okay, you managed to break the wall once. I would recommend pushing your luck. You never know. Your luck might run out. There. I am not going to highlight that. Oh, I am going to highlight that. I'm not going to teleport to it. Oh, I'm tired. The one problem with recording in the evenings is I'm very tired in the evenings, which means I get my words wrong a lot. Combine that with being dyslexic. Yeah, fun. Really just cannot speak English at all. I know, it's my first language. I was born in England. Nope. Fine. Double. Haha, you failed. The spooky witch failed to poison me. Need some sort of night vision. I can't see. See, I could do with a digital miner at some point. But then I could use something like a digital miner to target specific walls. Like, ooh, I want to. I might want a digital miner to just get me this sort of thing without me needing to, come all the way out here to get it, And the digital miner, I can just set it up and it'll mine. Like, well, I can just set it up and it will then just go about and get me the ores I want whenever I want them. I can do that for any ores, including the nether stuff as well. Like, and just go plug in the digital miner somewhere in the nether and be like, yeah, mine. And it'll just mine me the lot of it. Still nothing. Right, all I want is a whole load of essence. I can't find it. Most of the essence I'm getting is actually from fighting these mobs, so despite the mobs being an absolute pain in my ass and me not really wanting to fight them today, they are actually providing me the resources I want. So these baby zombies are doubly annoying. No, I was reading this back. The old flange mod. Lava. Lava's handy. I can now just toss in that sort of thing. I keep the heads because the heads will come in handy at some point. And yes, I know my inventory is strictly unorganized at the moment. I see a lot of prosperity ore, which is like one of the things I don't need at this moment. Okay. One thing I should be looking into is building growth crystals to increase the rate of farms. I cannot remember for the life of me if I put this in a description or not, but I definitely haven't mentioned this in video, but there are a few mods in this pack that weren't in this before, and I'm going to name them off the top of my head, which means I'm going to forget a few, but we've got mystical agriculture add-ons, or compound, I can't remember its name. I should have this as a note. I should put these as notes on the screen. But they're either in the description of this video, or if not, it means they're in a previous video's description. But basically, that's the mod that's allowed me to build a sword with Solarium ingots from Tinker's Construct. So I can gather mob chunks with a really good sword. It doesn't jeopardize me in terms of, you know, actually being able to kill things like I would have done if I was holding the Solarium dagger, which had nowhere near the damage of my normal Millennium sword. I can upgrade the Solarium sword to at least keep up. So nowadays I think I'm going to use my Solarium sword as my main sword as I get better drops with it. But I'm going to use my other sword as like my boss sword. And I don't think they drop boss chunks, so you know. Please do, fight amongst each other. I'm going to leave now. That's good. Got some decent ores there. I'm probably missing a bunch because I just can't see the shade of green of the Inferium ore compared to the shade of grey of an unlit stone area is something. Oh, ow. Alright, where on earth am I now? No, I'm at the bottom of this little shaft where I was earlier. Is that a creep chunk or is it an experience chunk? An experience chunk. That dropped a skeleton and an experience chunk. Tier 3. See, I almost flew past that. I just managed to catch it out of the corner of my eye. Alright. I probably would have caught it on my way back anyway. Yeah, and it'd be easier to get it all by just exploring. I think what I would do is get a digital miner, set it to I'll set it to mine things by Silk Touch. So anything it mined, particularly when it comes to a relation of like Inferium essence, for instance, I'd get the raw ore, because even if it had a fortune ability on it, it would still not get as much Inferium as if I had mined it with this Bejeweled pickaxe, which is why I'm using the Bejeweled pickaxe, because it's just infinitely better at getting me stuff than it is than any other pickaxe. Even a maxed out brain. Even my maxed out pickaxe from Tinker's Construct wouldn't match up to it. It's probably one of the single most overpowered pickaxes in the game, especially as you can just get it so easy. Like, if you get lucky, you will get what you'll spawn near a ship. You can just board the ship, get into the captain's quarters. You don't need to fight. You don't need to take any risks, and you'll just get one of these pickaxes basically for free. And then this pickaxe will then enable you to go about that ship, harvest the coal blocks, which in the early game, having that early game access to ores, to, you know, basically a large amount of fuel, is really useful for things like a power generation system, if you are able to set one up early enough, or need one early enough. Or otherwise just running furnaces. You know, you can just use it to run furnaces for hours and hours and hours. And just mine infinitely. It's great if you set up, if you get some early iron, you can set up a really early, you know, large smelter. And that will provide you all of the stuff you want, you know? Now, I want just Inferium essence, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to merge. I'm going to fill every single slot with just Inferium essence, and I am going to kill everything I see. And that way, only things that will stack with more useful items in my inventory actually end up in that inventory. So, very essence and mob chunks, basically. The stuff I want. I'm leaving the passive mobs, so I don't really drop too much of it. Let's take a look. Would be a good way to go. I head north. We might find some things. 34 minutes already. I think. I'm gonna pause here, and I'm just gonna find enough essence, and then I'll rejoin you guys when I'm back at base ready to make that furnace. Just a quick update. It's literally been like 2 minutes since I paused the video. I found a new source of ender puzzle, and that's this ender ore, which gives me ender dust, which turns into this. This is Tiny Progressions. This is one of those mods. I think I got sidetracked while telling you guys about it. I've added several new mods. So that's that was, I've mentioned mystical agriculture additions, which is as part of which is basically an add-on for Tinker's Construct. And I've added tiny progressions, which you've just seen there. There's plus a few other things like these wobble gems, growth crystals, which are buffer farms, cobble generators, which basically cobble generators that fit into one block. Costs about the same as a regular cobble gen. Just again fits into one block, and it's easier to automate because you can just do it with a regular. You can just do it with a regular old-fashioned, what's it called? Yes, my brain is shot. Hopper. So yeah. That's nice, I guess. There's a few other things I think it adds as well. Food items. Generally, it is a mod that makes the early game a little bit easier. And it lends itself well to sort of like, I call them challenge packs, which is where you get like certain quests from a mod pack that is mainly limited to just like a certain space or a certain starting resource. For instance, stone block. It is in stone block. The cooked apples that have been my staple food so far in stone block are a tiny progressions item, and I'm sure we'll see more tiny progressions as time goes on. And it's definitely a big mod in stone block 2 as one of the slightly more common drops you can get from they're called loot boxes, I think, as part of Feed the Beast. They give you such as the growth crystals, which I've already mentioned, as basically boosters for the farm. They act as a water source block and also, as a growth accelerator block, which combined with such things as lady pads of fertility from Reculary, the growth pulses, which you can get as part of municipal agriculture. It can be very useful. Overpowered as well. Like level 3, I think I might make some off camera, or I might make them on camera. I don't know. I think what I'm going to do is just set up a bunch of crafting resources along here and just make a bunch of things in one episode. Just so you guys don't have to sit through me trying to figure things out like you have done the last few episodes. I feel like most of my episodes just go really slowly because it's all just me running around exploring the world, which is what I usually like to do. I like to take an overpowered pickaxe like this and go out and mine, or just fly around and loot villages and stuff and just put it all in an ME system. I'm a hoarder at my heart. I really like to just hoard things. So, yeah. I'll be back in a second. Well, it's been some hour, nearly 2 hours. I have this premium furnace and I've had it for nearly an hour. And I have a lot more Supremium. And I was going to say, what do I need to actually do this? I thought it was just going to be 4 blocks of that, but as it turns out, it's actually 3 blocks. So I have all the blocks of the premium I need. And I've got my Supremium furnace, but I need 4 with the skeleton skulls. 4 with the skeleton skulls. Not actually too hard. And a never start, which to be honest ain't too hard either. But I'm not fighting the wither today. Sod that. You guys are going to have to deal with me having that for a while. Which ain't actually that bad, because it's actually a fairly good furnace. I'm going to now log off. Well, probably not log off the ward just yet. Might do a few more hours of work, but I'm going to now go off and do the off-camera stuff that I usually do. And try to restrain myself from making any progress while I'm gone, something I tend to fail to do quite miserably. And yeah, we'll see where we go from there. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!